Every developer have sets of tools that they rely on, from JSON formatter to JWT decoder, encoder. What if you could have them all, self-host them all in a single place with no tracker, no ads, no limitation, and instant speed? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can spin up IT tools, the ultimate toolbox for developers, right from your own laptop/server. Welcome to Code Voyage. My name is Iman, and I'm here to show you the things that I find out on a daily basis. If you're new to the channel, I would highly appreciate it if you could subscribe. And at the end of this video, if you liked it, please hit the like button and tell me about your ideas. And if you know anything related to this content that you're seeing, if you know any alternative, anything better, any tweaks, any better configuration, I would love to hear that. Anyway, so for this video, I'm going to show you how this IT tool is going to be deployed, but as the custom of this channel, we're first going to see the demo, we're going to see the product, the end result, and see if we even want to deploy it, if we want to try it. Maybe this is not useful for us, maybe it is. Let's see. So IT tools is a handy tool for developers. It's very interesting. For actually a really long time, I was trying to create a best bookmark with all the things prioritized. I was always losing these tools here and there, and even if I remembered it, I would need to put some time, like a couple of minutes every time, to search and find those tools that I have saved before. Anyway, so IT tools is really interesting. It gives you a lot of options, like from token generator. You can create token, randomize it, hash a text in different hashing algorithms. Bcrypt, you can hash and then you can verify your hash, UUID, and so many things, which we can definitely get through the base 64, Roman numeral converter, password length analyzer, and one very interesting thing I really liked was this one. So it has always been confusing for me, the Unix timestamp, and it's really good that you can get different conversion of these timestamps. And works in real time, and then you can paste it in any format you have, and then it would convert it for you. Anyway, so it has so many things, JSON to YAML, Markdown to HTML, URL parser, it tells you which part is which, Slugify, JWT parser, OTP code generator, basic authentication, just so many things, right? Git cheat sheet. It just have so many good things. It's just gonna take a while for you to just dive in and see what kind of things it can offers. The IPv4 subnet calculator, just right here. Like I had to search Google every time for calculating this, and because I keep forgetting. IPv4 generator, math calculator, in a programming language or something like that, like in those syntax, ETA calculator. There's so many things. I couldn't get the ASCII art text generator to work. I don't know if it's my problem, if it's something that I'm blocking somehow, or maybe this part is kind of broken. But other than that, everything is working fine. I can so many emojis, and yeah. So this is IT tools, and it's pretty useful, and definitely this is something that I'm gonna keep online, and I'm gonna expose it to public because I don't mind if someone else wants to use it. I might actually later on give it to my students to use it, or maybe try to use a couple of tools to get to other answers, and then kind of a treasure hunt kind of thing. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. Anyway, so going to the GitHub page, we got a collection of handy online tools for developers. Great with the great UX. They just didn't push things around. They actually create a nice, neat UX for it. This is from Corentin Thomas sets. I'm sorry if I cannot pronounce your name very correctly. This is a very amazing GitHub repo. It has 31,000 stars and 44 contributors. If you have any other tools, it's an amazing place to create a pull request, set it up for them, and basically make this comprehensive and also contribute to open source community. This is amazing. Has been developed with Vue over TypeScript. Yeah, it's super easy to run. If you have Docker installed, and that's all you need to install it locally, if you want to do it locally. And just in a second, we're going to see how you can install it if you have a Traefik reverse proxy in place. Yeah, that's mostly it. From now on, we're going to the deployment part. So if I open my code, you can see the Docker compose file that I'm using. So I do have an external network called frontend, which my Traefik is working with, and basically all the services are on that. And I will mention this here and also use it into the configuration. But if I do not go backward and go from the top to the bottom, you can see services here. We're calling it IT tools. The Docker, the container name is IT tools, and then here's the image where we get this from. Restart unless it stops means it's always restarting. If it gets an error, or if your computer restarts, this is automatically keep restarted unless you stop it manually. And as for the labels, we are kind of familiar with these labels now, since we have so many, like we have done this so many times. We need to make sure we enable the Traefik, and then we set the host to any public domain, or subdomain and domain that we have. Just in the parentheses, before we go forward, you need to make sure that you have set this up. What I mean by set this up means that you have an actual DNS A record by your domain holder. So I got this from Cloudflare. In the Cloudflare, when I go to my domain, go to the setting of my domain, and in the DNS section, I add a record, and then add this subdomain tools there. And it can be anything. And if you if you don't want to expose it online, you decide to do it locally, you still want to do it with Traefik, you can just say tools.localhost or .local. What I do is I always put it on localhost, so tools.localhost. Anyway, the entry point for this is web secure, and in the setting of the Traefik, we have set up the web secure to be HTTPS, meaning the 443. So it's gonna serve on 443, and it's gonna port onto 80. So it's gonna listen on a HTTPS connection, and then pass it into the Docker container on the port 80, and that's how it's going to work. And then we're going to get our TLS certificate, resolve it from Cloudflare, because I have my domain on the Cloudflare. It could be other resolvers as well. You can also set it up with Let's Encrypt directly. Yeah, And that's pretty much it. And you just run sudo docker compose -d up. You get it up and running in a detached format, and then you do sudo docker compose -f. Logs means to follow the logs, -f or follow, and then you get the logs to see. And when you control C that, it does not stop your container, it will just stop the logs. That's a kind of easier way I found out that it's better than having it up without detaching it, without using -d. And then, yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of pretty much it. It's a very short video. Just wanted to show you that this is an amazing website. You can host yourself, and you can have a bunch of basically tools to play around. Yeah. I'm not gonna take much of your time anymore, and I hope you try this. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope there are things that you want to play around with in this, and please let me know your ideas. And if you like this video, please like, comment, share with your friends, and thank you so much. Hope to see you again. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.